What's up, Saints? I'm Hyatt.
And I'm Dom.
And this is SFHS Today. In national news, McDonald's is attempting to make a comeback after the E. coli outbreak. The Wednesday after the outbreak, they announced sales saw a 6.4% drop nationwide and an astonishing 24% drop in Colorado, where the outbreak started. CEO of McDonald's, Chris Kanczynski, hinted at possible new and innovative ideas, much like the Chicken Big Mac, to try and revive the company from this loss. I, for one, am beyond excited to see what's in store for McDonald's in the next couple months.
Of course you are.
What?
Nothing. In local news, deadlines for senior picks are coming up. Maddox and Haley went out and talked to Yearbook staff to bring you the scoop.
Looks like we're snowed in. Let's go see what's in the yearbook.
Senior pictures are due November 20th, and you can upload those to Jostens. There is a link and a code that's been sent out in the weekly newsletter, but if you don't have that, you can always email me and I can forward you the details.
What I do for the yearbook is I pick out all the colors, all the fonts. Layout has been super huge this year as well.
Yeah, and I've kind of helped with a lot of that. Picking out layouts was a huge thing. We kind of double teamed it after school during Saints time a lot.
A lot of work.
Spent most of my college time doing yearbooks, so it's definitely taken a lot of time.
And then she also takes care of deadlines for
Yeah.
things and making sure that everyone's on their correct pages.
Yeah, and putting people's names on pages and making sure they're all labeled correctly, because that is a huge thing.
First deadline is November 11th, so we are coming up really close to having our first 32 pages sent into the printer, and that's coming from all different groups and categories in the yearbook. Every student is working on something right now, a specific page, and all of those will be sent out. Next week is for editing, and that will be our final revisions on them. So after next week, we'll have a little under a quarter of the book done.
Thanks to the yearbook, and thank you, Saints.
Thanks, guys.
In more local news, Treasure Island Understudies took to the stage last night, and the principal stage will showcase the play Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7. More shows also take place on Saturday and Sunday at 2.
And while I'm sure you already know, Veterans Day was yesterday. In the past, St. Francis has commissioned their students to show support for the brave men and women who fought for our country. This week, Owen, Quinn, and Jacob went out to show you what our ceramics class does to show their support.
Hey Saints, I'm Gwen.
I'm Jacob. And I'm Owen. And this week, we went out to interview Miss McQuay on the Veterans Day mugs they're making and Mr. Starr about the ceremony that is coming up.
We never had a gift for our speakers.
Yeah.
So last year I asked the ceramics class, could they do cups? And we can give that to our speakers.
Yeah.
It was too late in the year to do it because of the time it takes to make it, decorate them, fire them.
So Mr. Starr approached me about possibly seeing if ceramic students wanted to make some type of gift for our veterans on Veterans Day for our veterans ceremony. And we talked about some options and thought a mug would be kind of a good thing that everybody could use.
So they're down there in the ceramics class decorating and doing what they have to do. So now we have cups to give to our speakers for the Veterans Day program.
Students are creating the mugs, putting handles on them. We have some poppy decals to put on as decoration and a nice little thank you message to our veterans on the bottom.
I made 2 mugs in probably like 5 or so minutes each one, so like 10 minutes. I decided to make a mug because I had extra time and I just thought I'd give back to the veterans.
So the poppy is a symbol of remembrance and a way to honor the sacrifices of those who have served.
That's all we have for you this week, Saints.
Thank you again, Miss McQuay and Mr. Starr. Back to the studio.
Thanks, guys.
Now, Saints, if you remember from last year, a fan favorite segment always seemed to be Whip of the Week, which showcased some sweet rides in St. Francis. And to continue the tradition, Logan, Riley, and Andrew went out to bring you this week's Whip of the Week.
What's up, Saints? I'm Logan.
I'm Andrew. And I'm Daniel.
And this week we went and looked out for this week's Whip of the Week. What kind of vehicle is your car?
So here's my 2018 Subaru WRX.
And how long have you had this vehicle?
I got it in November of last year, so just about a year now.
And how did you end up getting this vehicle?
Me and my dad, we just went to a couple of dealerships looking for a car. I had a couple thousand saved up and sold my car, put that down on this car, and I'm just paying my dad back now.
What's the fastest you've went in it?
I don't remember exactly, but it was around 1.
Thanks, guys.
Is it that time already?
What are you talking about, Hyatt?
It's time for this week's trivia. And the question of the week is, what's the highest grossing movie of all time?
Is it A, Titanic, B, Avatar, C, Avengers Endgame, or D, Star Wars The Force Awakens?
Drumroll please. The answer is B, the original Avatar, which I've actually never seen. But with that, we'll send it over to sports.
What's poppin', Saints? I'm Will.
And I'm Mike.
And this is sports. In national sports news, the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the New York Yankees in a 7-game series, winning the series 4-1. This now marks the 120th World Series to be played and the 8th to be won by the Dodgers.
In local sports news, with the fall dance season wrapped up and the winter dance season underway, Owen and Quinn went out and got the spin.
What are you doing?
Just dancing.
Speaking of dance, me and Owen went out to interview the dance team for our fall season recap.
What was your favorite memory from fall dance this year?
My favorite memory was when we were dancing and the student section sang with us to our song.
My favorite fall memory is probably dancing our hip-hop dance the first time at HOCO. How did the fall dance season go?
It went super good. We got to perform at the U of M dance show and we did a bunch of team bonding and got super close, and our dances were super good this year.
It went pretty good. We got to dance at the U of M show and we did a lot of team bonding this season and got very close.
How did fall dance grow this year?
We gained 20 rookies.
And fall dance was more led by our coach this year, and it's usually led by captains.
When I first started, we had like 25 people on the team, and now we have 50, so our team has grown a lot, and all of our B squad, JV, and varsity teams have gotten way better than what they used to be. They just keep growing every year.
What are your goals for winter dance? Our goals are to make conference champs and make it to finals in state, if we make it.
Personally, I hope to get a lot better and get higher in formations, and then as a team, I hope that we take conference champs and hopefully place really high in our section and then make state finals.
I'm looking forward to staying at hotels and the Brainerd comp coming up.
That's all we have for you this week, Saints.
Now we're going to boogie it back on over to sports.
The cross-country team sent out 2 of our runners to compete at state. Annie Rolfe placed 30th out of 157 runners, and Ryder Mode placed 24th out of 159 runners. Congratulations to both athletes.
The girls' hockey season is now underway. Avery and Aubrey went out and brought us all we need to know.
I'm Aubrey. And I'm Avery. And as winter rolls around, winter sports are in kick. We went and got the information on the girls' hockey team.
How long have you played hockey for?
I've been playing hockey since I was 6 years old.
How do you build your team?
Well, once I was announced as being hired, I contacted all of the seniors that were going to be returning, gathered them together, introduced myself for those that didn't know me, and then tried to find out more about them and what they were expecting from the season and what goals they might have.
What are you hoping to get out of the season this year?
I'm hoping to improve as much as I can. Off ice, on ice, game situation, practice, doesn't matter where it is. I'm just hoping to push myself past my limits.
Definitely improving from last year. We had a pretty good season, but with the new coach, I'm hoping for a better record and a better team all around.
What's your prior experience?
My prior experiences, I've coached youth hockey, basically from mites all the way through high school. In 1997, I started the St. Francis Girls High School hockey team. Miss Jarvel and I actually coached together. She was my assistant coach. And we were just St. Francis for the first few years, and then North Branch joined us probably about 3 or 4 years in. So did that for 15 years, and then stopped so I could coach both of my kids in their sports for a few years till this opened up again.
How have you prepared for the season?
We had a summer skate this year. We had a AAA team. We had captain's practice. I did a 2-month little 3-on-3 league. I've been scaling a lot of my garage.
We've had STP with the new coach all of summer, and then we just finished our captain's practice and tryouts. So far it's looking really good.
How do you make the transition from being a new coach and getting the girls stable with that?
I think I mentioned a little bit is the gathering the seniors. I mean, they're really important, and it's their last year. It's really tough when you're a senior and you have a new coach. Finding out where they're at. And then this summer we did some skating and got together and tried to blend some skill development and situational along with some games and kind of got everybody involved and made it fun. really bought into the program. So it was a good time.
What are you most excited for this year?
Be with my team again because it's been a while. I'm just excited to just like go back into the swing of things with games and like buses, and we're doing a lot of new stuff this year too when it comes to like away games.
This year we're finally doing an overnight tournament. It's this weekend in Hibbing, so I'm looking forward to spending time with the team.
How do you coach a team that has girls from all different schools?
Yeah, I've experienced doing that. Like I mentioned, is with North Branch joined us, what I coached previously. I had experience when my daughter played. She played for a different high school, and they had like 6 different schools that played. Trying to bring all of those families together is really important. Balancing everybody's needs, but still making sure the unity of everybody behind the logo that's on the front of the jersey is probably our ultimate goal, and it's been great. The girls have been outstanding. We have a great group of senior leaders that I look forward to coaching this year.
And back to sports.
Thanks, guys.
That's all the sports news we have for you this week. Now back to Maine.
Thanks, boys. And one last thing before you go, Saints. Caden, Danielle, and Dominic went out to bring you this week's RQT.
It's the random question thing. Ding.
If you could wake up anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I'll probably go a pile of my own money.
We'd go to Connecticut to see Paige Becker's.
I'd wake up in the country because it's peaceful.
Probably Greece because I love all the architecture and history.
You know, I'd probably say the North Pole, maybe see an elf, some reindeer.
Probably Iceland due to all of the beautiful scenery.
I would wake up in Leipzig, Germany to be surrounded by the beautiful music of J.S. Bach.
I would want to live in like the high mountains in Hawaii just because it's really peaceful, and to wake up every day to really good scenic view would be really nice.
I'll wake up in the desert so I can use the camels with the big humps. I'd say probably Treasure Island Casino. They might need to make my money back.
Thanks, guys.
That's all the news we have for you this week. And in honor of the first snowfall of the year, stay warm, Saints!